Welcome to today's Explainer. Man, I am absolutely thrilled to have you here because today we are unpacking a story that completely blurs the lines between romance, psychological thriller, and dark suspense. We're diving deep into the intricate narrative web of H.D. Carlton's Haunting Adeline. If you're someone who loves a mystery wrapped in shadows with incredibly high stakes, you are totally in the right place. We're going to explore exactly how the author uses dual timelines and subverted tropes to masterfully build psychological tension, taking us all the way from historical murders straight into present-day secret societies.
Now, real quick, before we jump into the madness, just a quick reminder. To experience this intense story in its entirety, the full audiobook of Haunting Adeline is available right now through the link in the description. It is highly recommended.
Okay, let's just dive right in. This house looks like it belongs in a horror movie. That quote perfectly captures the immediate atmosphere of our story. I mean, we are instantly dropped into an environment that's just dripping with creepy vibes, isolation, and a really heavy, dark history. If you've ever felt the hair on the back of your neck stand up while standing in an old, quiet room, well, you know exactly what our protagonist is walking into.
So Section 1, the creepy Victorian house, because every great thriller needs a setting that literally feels like a character itself. Picture this. Addie inherits this massive, dusty, 3-story Victorian home from her Nana. She's hoping for a sanctuary, right? But instead, she uncovers her great-grandmother Gigi's old diary, which details this extreme, forbidden romance. But that discovery, it is quickly eclipsed by a present-day terror. An unknown intruder is breaking in and leaving a single rose as a calling card. Just imagine the pure dread of knowing an obsessive stalker is effortlessly bypassing all your locked doors.
Moving on to Section 2, A Tale of Two Stalkers.
This story constructs a genuinely terrifying mirror between the past and the present, which is just a brilliant way to crank up the psychological tension. According to the diary, Gigi was stalked by a man named Ronaldo, and it ended in her unsolved murder. Fast forward to Addie's present reality. She's being tracked and toyed with by her own unknown stalker. Addie starts connecting the dots, and this terrifying realization sets in. Is she destined to share her great-grandmother's gruesome fate? These dual timelines make the stakes feel completely inescapable.
All right, Section 3, Unmasking the Multifunctional Anti-Hero. Here's where it gets wild. The author completely flips traditional dark romance tropes on their head. Because the terrifying villain and the ultimate protector? Yeah, they're the exact same person. Zaid is this incredibly complex mass of contradictions. Looking at his dark romance traits, he's obsessive, openly manipulating Addie's emotions, and ruthlessly murdering anyone in his way. Yet simultaneously, he operates as a lethal vigilante. I mean, he's hacking government and military databases to expose horrific crimes against humanity, specifically targeting a notorious pedophile cult known as the Society. He is both a chilling threat to Addie's peace of mind and a violent protector trying to tear down a literal empire of evil.
So when he's confronted about this, how he can be this obsessive stalker and a one-man army fighting criminal organizations all at once, Zaid leans into the irony with a touch of dark humor. He simply replies, "Yeah, I am multifunctional." It absolutely hits the nail on the head, perfectly capturing his chaotic, arrogant, and hyper-competent nature.
Okay, on to Section 4, Solving the Past Mystery. Let's see how Gigi's murder actually went down.
This historical cold case is literally a masterclass in misdirection. Let's look at the timeline. It begins with Gigi's affair with Ronaldo. Naturally, Gigi's husband, John, grows suspicious. That drives him to drink and gamble, which spirals totally out of control, landing John in massive debt with crime lord Angelo Salvatore. He's actually forced to work for the mob, and then Gigi is murdered. At first glance, you'd assume the jealous husband or the ruthless mob pulled the trigger, right?
But, of course, Addie doesn't just settle for the obvious answer. Up in the dusty attic of that creepy Victorian house, she uncovers hard physical evidence, a newly discovered hidden letter, and a watch stained with old blood.
And this completely shatters everything we thought we knew. The husband, the crime lord, the stalker. So, who really killed Gigi?
Well, here's the massive twist that fully resolves the historical timeline. It was Frank. Frank was John's best friend. He knew all about the affair and had actually told Gigi to stop it. But why? Because Frank was secretly in love with Gigi himself. Driven by complete jealousy and unrequited obsession, Frank was the one who murdered her. The bloody watch in the attic proved the whole thing. The past is finally laid to rest.
Which brings us to our explosive final act, Section 5, Infiltrating the Society Cult. Let's jump back to the present,
because the stakes escalate so fast here. First up, Zaid tracks down a society member named Mark, teaming up with a rogue vigilante to extract some horrifying information. They learn the society is actively coming for Addie. They view her as a high-value asset, literally worth 2 islands, for dark rituals at a compound called Savior. Being a tactical mastermind, Zaid decides to eliminate Mark, take his place, and infiltrate Savior from the inside to protect Addie.
But hey, even multifunctional masterminds make mistakes. The infiltration was a total trap. The society was waiting for him. Zaid's foolproof plan instantly collapses into a massive, chaotic battle at the Savior compound. Suddenly, Zaid is fighting for his life, and he's completely cut off from Addie.
And you know, what's Addie doing while her protector is being ambushed? Well, she makes a fatal error. She gets this urgent, deceptive text from her best friend Dia, and Addie actually leaves the safety of the locked Victorian house. Almost immediately, a mysterious van tails her, the trap springs shut, and Addie is kidnapped by the society.
Which leaves us staring down this massive, pulse-pounding cliffhanger. I mean, think about it. With Zaid completely trapped in a deadly, overwhelming battle at the Savior's compound, and Addie now captured by a ruthless, incredibly wealthy cult that has horrific plans for her, what will happen to them? How do they possibly survive this?
You definitely don't want to be left hanging on a cliffhanger like that. To find out exactly how Addie and Zaid's terrifying, chaotic journey concludes, you need to experience the full story. Make sure to get the full audiobook right now by clicking the link in the description. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep your doors locked.